It's everyone's favorite time of the month, Scrabble TBR game time. Hello, beautiful people of the internet. How are you doing today? My name is Jackie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is going to be another episode of my TBR game, Scrabble Picks My TBR. In this game, every month I spell 5 words in a game of Scrabble, and those 5 words act as my reading prompts for the month. I must successfully complete the prompt that month to collect the points for that word, and when I reach 150 points, I get to clear the board and start fresh. If this is your first time discovering my TBR game, first of all, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. Secondly, I will link my entire Scrabble TBR game playlist in the card so you can go watch my other episodes. I've been playing this game for, I think, like 2 or 3 years now, honestly. But I haven't gotten tired of it yet, and hopefully you haven't either. Before we dive into this month's prompts, let's talk about how I did on my April TBR. The only book that I did not read was The Engineer's Wife. I might still read that this month if I have the time, because I do want to read it. I just ran out of time in the month of April. So that means that this month I am starting with 49 points. The only book that I have to read this month is a NetGalley arc. I have the arc of Disturbing the Dead, the next A Rip Through Time mystery by Kelly Armstrong. Massive thanks to Minotaur Books for giving me an electronic copy of this book in exchange for my honest feedback. I don't think I'm going to try to put this on the TBR because honestly that would still only be 6 books. And I think that I can do that. Ooh, I guess it would be 7 if I also want to read The Engineer's Wife, but maybe I can manage 7? I am one book behind on my Goodreads goal, so that wouldn't be the worst if I could manage it. I'm kind of in a weird headspace this month. I don't know exactly what I want to read, and I am filming this in a bit of a rush. Usually I film my picks and then I take multiple days to think about it, see what the library has, but I am leaving for vacation tomorrow, so I gotta get this video done. You'll notice in a second when you're watching the pics that I'm wearing the same shirt. That's because I'm filming all of this in the same day. So I have to decide very quickly what I'm going to read. Should be interesting. Let's dive back to a few hours ago and see pick number 1. All right, so these are the prompts from last month. I had a T and an I left on my board. I also have 1 special blank and 1 star tile. I'm dropping things. This kind of matches my nails, I just realized. And 1 star tile left in play, so I need to pick 5 letters to start the game. E, I, R, choose 1. L, and H. Okay, for prompt number 1, I'm going to use this, highly, and spell a highly rated book. So, okay, hold on. How many is this? So there's a triple here. These are blank. Okay. So this is worth 3. So this, and that's times 3. So 6, 10, 12, 15. I take that back. It's not 15, it's 17. I just skipped right over the G. I'm sorry. The first prompt, highly. Read a highly rated book. I'm considering a highly rated book anything that has a rating of above 4 stars on Goodreads, because I feel like that's a really great rating if it's above 4 stars. Part of me thinks I should use this opportunity to finally read the first Mistborn novel by Brandon Sanderson, because I've owned that since I think 2018, but So realistically, is this going to be the month that I read Mistborn? I'm going on vacation, so probably not. Instead, I think I'm going to choose another book that I've really wanted to read for some time now, and that's Agatha Christie, A Very Elusive Woman. This is a biography of Agatha Christie by Lucy Worsley. Agatha Christie is one of my all-time favorite authors, and I have enjoyed Lucy Worsley's nonfiction books in the past, so I've really wanted to check this one out. I've heard great things about it too. And in case you don't know, maybe you just watch my TBR videos and don't watch my writing vlogs, but I'm currently writing a novel that Agatha Christie greatly inspired, so no better time like the present to learn more about Agatha Christie. O. Another O. And V. For this, I'm going to spell every. And really, I'm spelling this because I want to read one book in particular, if I'm being honest with myself, but okay. So how many points is this? We have the double word score. I think that's it. Do I get to count this as 3 again? I believe, according to the rules, I do. So that's 3, 4, 5, 9, 10 times 2. So 20. Maybe I should double check my math because I messed up the last. 3, 4, 5, 9, 10 times 2, 20. Okay, cool. Next, for the prompt, every. I spelled this with one particular book in mind. I really want to read Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson. I've been wanting to read this for quite some time now. I put it on a TBR a few months back, I think, and didn't end up getting to it, so crossing my fingers that this is the month. This is a very self-referential murder mystery about a character who is recounting how everyone in his family has killed someone. And I just heard it's told in a very unique style. Like, there's a part in the book, I think, where it literally tells you these are all the page numbers where the murders take place. So I've heard really good things about it, and it sounds like something I would really like. I am a bit nervous because the library says somebody currently has it checked out. So I'm just gonna have to place it on hold and cross my fingers that it'll be ready when I get back from vacation, because I really want to read this book so much, you guys. I really, really, really want to read this. I'm so excited for it. P. C. And E. Okay. All right, this is a prompt that I've had on my list of ideas for a long time, and I've really wanted to do it. I think I'm finally going to do this prompt. Copy. So for this prompt, I'm going to copy somebody else's TBR prompt. So I'm going to watch other people's TBR games and copy one of their prompts. Not copy their book necessarily, but just steal their prompt. So this is, it just has the double letter here. So this is going to be worth 2. That will be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, this next prompt is a really fun one in my opinion. Copy somebody else's TBR prompt. I love watching other people's TBR games. And so for this prompt, I went and watched a bunch of May TBR games to find a prompt that I liked. Really, when I came up with this idea, I wanted to be able to like copy a prompt that I think it would be a little more difficult for me to spell in Scrabble TBR, because obviously this game does give me a lot of freedom with the prompts, but there are certain things that it would be kind of hard to make into like a single word prompt if I explained that well at all. So when I was watching these TBR games, I was looking for a prompt that to me just sounded cool and different. Covers with Cassidy in her TBR game. Hopefully she doesn't mind that I'm copying her prompt. I don't think she knows that I exist, but I'm subscribed to her and I like her TBR games. In her May TBR game, she had a prompt, read a book with chapter titles. And I liked this one because I've never used this as a prompt before, and I feel like it's really rare to see books with chapter titles, so I thought it would be fun to look on my shelves and see, okay, what books on my physical TBR actually have chapter titles. Obviously, if I had more time, I could have gone to the library and looked for a book with chapter titles, but no, unfortunately, I'm kind of in a rush, so I was limited to my physical collection with this prompt. But I did end up finding a book with chapter titles, and it is Heartstone by L. Catherine White. Honestly, I think this is going to be good for me because I've owned this for years and years, and I think it is good that I am now going to be reading it. Here, let me show you. Chapter 1 is called An Inconvenience of Hobgoblins. This book is a retelling of Pride and Prejudice, but with dragons. And honestly, do I need to say anything more than that? Pride and Prejudice is my favorite book in the history of everything. It is my absolute favorite. And I also love dragons, all right? Dragons are cool. So a retelling of Pride and Prejudice with dragons in it sounds pretty epic to me. It'll be really good to get this off my TBR because I think I bought this back when I first joined BookTube, which was 5 years ago, honestly. So I'm not mad about this. I am excited to get to this at last. It's kind of crooked. J. N. Okay, so for this prompt, I'm going to spell, this is upside down, I just realized. Region? And read a book that's set in my region of the United States. I live in Florida, so something that's set in Florida or the general American South. All right, so this has the triple word score plus double letter here. Okay, so this is now 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 3 is 24? Yes, 24. Next, region, a book set in my region. This actually ended up being harder than I anticipated. I was having a really hard time finding books that were set in Florida or the general South that were also on my TBR. You know, I Googled books set in Florida, books set in the South, and I was just getting a lot of books that I had no interest in, to be completely honest with you. But I did end up thinking of something. For this prompt, I am going to read Next Year in Havana by Chanel Cleaton. I read her book, The Last Train to Key West, last year when I went to visit Key West. I will link that vlog in the card. And I did like that book, so I wanted to check out some more of her stuff. This book's Goodreads description says that part of it takes place in Miami, so I think that works for this prompt. This book is a historical fiction novel set in 2 timelines. In the 1950s timeline, we are following Elisa, who is living in Havana, the daughter of a sugar baron. She's lived a very sheltered life away from the country's growing political unrest, but that all changes when she embarks on a passionate affair with a revolutionary. The other timeline is in Miami in the year 2017, and we're following Marisol, who is the granddaughter of Elisa. Her grandmother wants Marisol to go back to Cuba to scatter her ashes when she dies. When Marisol ends up going to Cuba to scatter Elisa's ashes, she learns a lot more about her family's history and ends up embarking on an epic romance of her own. I liked the other book that I read from this author, and I remember when I put that book on my TBR, someone in the comments told me that The Last Train to Key West was actually their least favorite Chanel Cleeton book, but they still liked it. So hopefully that means I'm gonna like this one even more than I liked that one. I M S. O. And last one? E. All right, I double checked that this is a valid Scrabble word, and it is. Emoji. So I'm going to pick a book that reminds me of whatever was my last used emoji on my phone. I like this. Okay, so this has the double word. This might be difficult math for my tiny brain. So we have 8 here, plus 2 is 10, 13, 14 times 2, 28. There we go. All right, the last prompt. A book based on my last used emoji. So I looked at my texts, and the last emoji that I used was that little face with hearts. I sent that to my dad. So that is gonna be the prompt, the face with hearts emoji. And I think what I'm gonna end up choosing, mostly just because I have wanted to read this book for, I think, 2 or 3 months now, is A Sinister Revenge by Deanna Raybourn. This is in the Veronica Speedwell series. I think this works for the emoji because the Veronica Speedwell mysteries were the first historical mystery series that I really fell in love with, and I really love Veronica and her love interest, Stoker. I've been less enthused with the last few books. I just haven't thought they were as good as the first 3 or 4 in the series, but I still want to give this another try to see if Veronica and Stoker are gonna get back together, all right? I need Veronica to go grovel and get this man back after how she did him dirty last book, all right? He is the perfect man, and I need the 2 of them to work things out. This is a historical mystery series set in 1880s Victorian London. Our heroine, Veronica Speedwell, is a fearless lady adventuress who solves crimes with the help of her dashing beau, Stoker, who is a natural historian. I really love the 2 characters together. I think they have such a lovely relationship. I haven't been as happy with Veronica's choices in the past few books, but I'm hoping that in this book she's gonna get her stuff together, all right? The plot of this book, A Sinister Revenge, is basically Veronica and Stoker end up coming back together again because Stoker's brother, Tiberius, has been receiving threatening messages, I believe. When he was younger, he was a part of this group at either private school or university, and now someone is threatening the members of the group, basically saying that they're going to get revenge against all of them and kill them. So Veronica and Stoker end up taking it upon themselves to solve the mystery to potentially save Tiberius's life. I have wanted to read this book for a few months now, like I said. Once I finish this book, I will only have 1 book left before I'm all caught up on the series. I would be so happy to be caught up. That would be a great feeling. This series also greatly reminds me of the TV series Miss Scarlet and the Duke, which I have really enjoyed, but I am not happy with the show because they announced that they are dropping the Duke, and I'm very upset about that because that's my OTP. So since Miss Scarlet and the Duke broke my heart, I want Veronica and Stoker to put it back together again. All right, Veronica and Stoker, make me believe that love is real, all right? I really hope that this is going to be a good book and that it's going to make me feel all the feels. All right, everyone, those are going to be the prompts for the month, and next month I will carry over the T, S, and E. So that is it for my May TBR. Did I get this done quickly? I was trying to get this done quickly because, you guys, I have to pack tonight, all right? I have not packed a damn thing. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comment section what you are planning to read in the month of May. Have you read any of the books that I mentioned on my TBR? If so, I would really like to know what you thought of them. And if you're still here and you don't know what to comment, why don't you comment the suitcase emoji? Because, like I said, I have to go back. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to go check out my Scrabble TBR game playlist if you want to see more TBR games like these. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel grow and reach more people. My social media links are down below if you want to follow me on Tumblr, Instagram, or be my friend on Goodreads. Thank you so much for watching this video today, and I hope you have a sensational rest of your day. Bye, and I'll see you next time.